Here we are, that sailing couple, coming at you from Tern, here in Berkeley. We were doing this Friday Marina thing now, and our goal is to podcast on Fridays, right when we get to the boat, because that's what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, this is a lifelong dream of ours, and we're fulfilling it right now. We're sitting on a boat that we just purchased. We've been talking about buying a boat for about a decade.
We've owned lots of boats.
Right.
But this is our first sailboat.
Right. This is the largest watercraft that we've owned.
And we are co-owning it. So
together, just me and you, babe.
Yep. It's a couple's asset. It's
Good
a
couple's
good
boat. I wouldn't mind losing it in a divorce. Plan for the future, kids. Yeah, we're realizing our future, and we thought it was going to be different than it is. And we'll talk about that later. We're here. We're making our dreams come true. Don't flush your dreams. Even if they seem far away at times, you got to just stick it through. Yeah, make it happen. You know, go get it. The world's full of stuff you want, and the thing is, if you can make a plan, you can go get it. Tell me about your dreams, Lauren.
It's pretty awesome being as engaged with work as I am. Having a piece of this dream become a physical reality for me is a real game changer for my own personal happiness and desire to go on.
Yeah, you got to be working for something. And right now we're working for the weekend because we are Friday, Saturday
weekend warriors.
Sailors.
So yeah, it's made a tremendous impact upon my own personal happiness since we actually purchased the boat and began making our pilgrimage.
All we've done so far is clean it. We took it out for a sail. Hogin Sails in Alameda. They made the mainsail that was on our boat when we bought it, and so I took the whole suite of sails over to them so they can measure them. We want some pricing because we're pretty new to this. Let's keep it rolling. We watched YouTube during the pandemic because you know we wanted to live our dreams, and other people were. And
yeah, it's hard to think about like the first YouTube couples that we found. Like, well, we had the Wizard's Eye, who we've referenced before, and his videos are not as, they were like OG.
It was more like
old school,
and they were kind of styled after like
kayak vids,
skating videos or kayak videos or mountain biking videos. Like,
so then I definitely knew about Delos,
and Delos, of course, I'd seen Delos,
but I wasn't like a huge fan or nothing like that. We didn't follow him like that
actively,
but I knew that people were obviously out sailing the world because we've always had a dream that we would be doing that, and I knew that YouTube was a thing because I
had friends that were
don't live under a fucking rock.
Creators too,
exactly.
I mean, I had friends filming videos back in 2008, 2007, and like
when we got on the sailing YouTube or the YouTube selling rabbit hole,
we started watching Ryan and Sophie.
Yeah, Ryan and Sophie were the first ones for sure.
Yeah.
And we watched a lot.
Yeah.
I binge watched.
We binged it. Yeah. We binged it because we were like, oh my God, these people are like us. How do they get their money, and how do they do that?
Yeah.
Man, they cracked the code. You know? And then we watched GVU because we were like, man, they're doing it cheaper. Holy shit. And they're like us.
Yeah.
And then we realized there's 300 of these couples blogging about their shit, and it's wow, man, is everyone that sails have a blog on YouTube?
But it's really cool.
No, it's dope. And I'm stoked that it's out there. I'm stoked that people are doing it. I'm stoked we can watch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're a YouTube sailing couple, we're stoked for you. Hey, and you know what? Shouts out to like Sam Holmes and Sailor James and Josh Post, because the small boat single-handers, man, like, those guys are cool.
It's a different experience for sure.
And like, you know, we started, so I guess like I mentioned those three. And those are like...
It doesn't have to be a guy single-handing, obviously.
Obviously, but those are my Cali bros. Like, all those guys that are out here on the West Coast.
Eye roll.
Or started out here on the West Coast or whatever, so...
Cali bro.
Whatever.
Ryan from Ryan and Sophie Sailing is single-handing across the Atlantic.
Right now?
Currently.
Right now.
I wonder if they're gonna...
Casually rescued, like... 300 people yesterday or something. No, they found there was a raft of
immigrants,
refugees trying to reach the Canary Islands, and they were pretty far offshore and off course, and there was like several people clinging to an overturned vessel or whatever. So anyway, incredibly sad story, but incredibly fortunate that Ryan was in the vicinity and able to assist in their rescue. So props, guys. Shouts out to Ryan and Sophie. So let's talk about like what we thought we were doing and what we are doing, right? What we thought we were gonna do, what we thought our dream looked like.
Well, I think that a lot of elements of that dream are still there.
Yeah. Oh.
We're just taking our early steps.
It's just different. We've made different decisions than we thought
There's
we
also
were gonna do. And so this is part of the YouTube inspiration too, is that, you know, guys, we bought our boat off Craigslist for $5,000. So we got that going for us. A lot of great YouTubers started out in the same exact situation.
Let us know in the comments below if you bought your sailboat for $5,000 and
Or
got your
less.
start on YouTube.
Or less.
Or less.
Yeah.
5,000 is the cutoff, and we made the club like up top.
Up top. So
we for sure saw a $5,000 sailboat Craigslist listing, and we're like, yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go take a look at that.
Yeah, well, there was a thing like I've been looking at a lot of different places, sailboat listings, and one of them is always Craigslist, because you want to know what all the sides of the market look like, the top, the bottom, the middle. You want to measure it all, you know.
I have to give a little shout out for the Pocket Cruiser Guide.
Shouts out to the Pocket Cruiser Guide on Instagram.
Yeah, because those listings are...
He's curating listings.
Yes, curated.
And so they're like, it's not just like whatever's out there. It's kind of like he's keeping up with it and posting the ones that he likes.
Yeah. So it's really cool because we are here on this vessel that we bought in the Bay Area, and we made a social media post about the boat and where it is and stuff like that. And I found Pocket Cruising Guide on another post making a comment on another boat, and clicked to his site and started following and seeing what it was. Followed him, and he's like, instant message, like, did you buy Tern?
Did you just say instant message?
Whatever, you know what I'm fucking saying.
Did you get an IM?
He got all up in my IMs.
He sent you an IM?
And so he's like, instant message, like, you know, did you guys just buy Tern? And I'm like, why, yes, we did. That's our boat. And he's like, dude. And I think that's awesome, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. It's a cool boat. And like I was telling her when we were walking back up to it, she was like, you know, it kind of looks like, and I was like, yeah, it kind of looks like a lot of cool boats, because it was built by Carl Alberg in the early 60s, you know, so it has the same bow rake and stern lines is a Sparkman Stevens or
and some
a
other
J
boats
class.
that we seem to really like.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's got those lines, you know.
It's really
not,
pretty,
you know,
you guys.
It has a short freeboard. It has it's, you know, shallow draft. It's a full keel boat. It's plastic classic. It's heavy. You know, it's 25 feet and weighs 5,000 pounds. Right? I mean, what is it? No, it's
26
foot 7 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 5,000 pounds.
With a short water line. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So what we thought we wanted, and we still do want.
We do, yeah. I mean, we thought we were going to buy something
boat.
that was like 40 feet, that had 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and like, you know.
Kind of jump right on like that size.
Right, but you know, here's the reality is like, we just sold a big ass RV, and we want to buy a van, you know, because we've realized that it's nice to have all that space.
Yeah, the space is good.
It's a pain in the ass to move it around. If you're gonna get out there every weekend and use it and learn on it,
especially considering where we are,
be a little more compact is totally awesome.
Yeah, I feel like we have it's our training vessel. Like,
it is, and like that's moving it off the dock versus moving a 32-foot Islander. Moving that boat, it's 11,000 pounds on and off the dock. Being a new sailor would be way more stressful for me.
It definitely
than
would.
Moving my little 26-foot,
yeah.
And I think that, you know, we're gonna be shorthanding. We're gonna be it's just you and me. You know,
we're gonna baby step our way up.
It's gonna be great. I think we got some good training wheels here. We got a solid girl. We are cleaning and polishing, and
we're gonna take her straight the fuck out on the San Francisco Bay.
I mean, that's what we're gonna do, unless it's like quote unquote nuclear.
Quote unquote nuclear. Here in the Bay, we're gonna have opportunity to get on other boats.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're right next to the Berkeley Yacht Club. There's a lot of so in April they start the Friday night beer can series. They do the chowder runs on Sundays right now.
So huge boating community.
Huge boating community right here in this marina. We got Emeryville, we got Richmond, that have huge racing communities.
Yep.
That's one of the things I'm really stoked about is just, you know, we were able to cheaply make the move to get here. We got our spot in the marina.
Yeah, we went
ahead. We're gonna go sign up for our live aboard wait list or whatever the fuck we gotta do. We're gonna do that tomorrow. At least go talk to them and see if we can expedite the process.
Yeah, we checked a lot of the boxes, like the main one being like, here we are talking to each other on a boat.
we already making friends on the dock. You know, and that's, you know, what I was getting at is having those racing communities close by is like, we're going to have the opportunity to get on a lot of vessels and spend time seeing how different types of vessels and different size vessels operate with different numbers of people, you know, and like just kind of how all that works. And like, I think we might once again realize how our dream may evolve. But
baby
right
steps
now
feel good, but
we're here and we're getting out there, and that's what we're here for, is getting out on the water and meeting people and doing it and changing gears into this like lifestyle. You know what I mean?
It feels amazing.
Cool. So we don't have a cruising boat, but we have a little pocket cruiser, and she's sweet. And we're gonna shine this bitch up, and we're gonna sell her for more money than we bought her for.
It's possible.
Somebody took really good care of her, and we've made contact with the Owners Association. They're not really doing meetups right now.
Have you even said exactly what she is?
Okay, well, let's talk about Tern. Who is Tern to you, Lauren?
Well, if you look up Tern in Wikipedia, Tern is like a seabird that is found all over the world, right?
Right.
Like a kind of like goofy, basic.
It's a gull type bird. It has kind of like narrower, longer wings than a gull, and gray bodies usually. But there's like lots and lots and lots of different kinds of terns. They have worldwide dispersion.
I'm gonna have to find
every continent.
I'm gonna have to do some more research to be able to identify what is a tern, because I am interested now.
You've seen one. 100%.
There's a lot of birds at
Everyone
the mouth.
who's like, I've never seen a tern, you have seen one, and you thought it was like a seagull or something. And what is your tern?
What is our tern? Well, our tern is a Pearson Ariel 26-foot fiberglass 1963 Carl Alberg designed sailboat.
Ooh, girl.
Ooh, girl.
Just a little pocket cruiser.
Just a little pocket cruiser. So she's hull number 143 of like 400 something that were produced.
There was like, they made 440.
1963 to 1967.
Yep, of the Ariel and the Commander. So I don't know where the number switches, but like the Ariel started at 1 and the Commander started at some other number.
Got it.
So the Commanders were the later boats. The Ariels were the earlier boats. They have the same hull and a different top.
Yeah, so the Ariel is designed for like more interior, so more not really live aboard, but camping.
Yeah, it's designed for a family of 4 to sleep in this thing. The Commander is more of a day sailor, where it has a larger cockpit and less cabin space.
Yep.
But there's still a bunch of them around. People race them in Mora.
There's a racing club here in the San Francisco Bay.
There's a club here, an owners association / club, and a one design fleet. I don't know how many they have. Like, I guess so up until 2016, 2017, there was like a pretty active message board, and then I talked to the guy, Bill Fellon, who is the
secretary,
president of the owners association, whatever. Basically, they're inactive due to COVID.
Yep.
And he said they're migrating their forum from like a very dated first and second wave of the internet to
modern era.
Yeah, and they're having trouble. He can't register like new accounts onto the website, and
who knows, maybe that's something we could help him with.
Well, maybe anybody that's super techie that owns an Ariel, hit up Bill, and I'm sure he'd love to update your hull number in the database. And PearsonAriel.org is a website that's registered and has been for a really long time. They have a forum with a lot of information.
And
He's got a booklet that I think our copy was published. When was the one that we have published, Lauren? Do you know?
I'm not sure. We'd have to look and see. We can put it in the notes.
Yeah. So anyway, we have it. We found it in the boat. That's how we found out about this thing. Is that there was a 3-ring binder. I think he sells for like $30 or $40, and it's half a ream of paper, basically.
Yeah.
And it's
got
all
some
the
awesome stuff in
recommended upgrades. It has some articles written by other owners about upgrades that they've done.
Yeah, it's kind of a breadth of work specific to the
design.
Design.
It's pretty cool.
And we do know that there are existing owners here in the San Francisco Bay, and also that there are prior owners in the San Francisco Bay. And we've been made aware of both of those people, which is really cool considering how kind of unique that the boat is, and definitely how old that it is, and the fact that they are still active and being sailed, and this boat that we have is no exception to that. So when we boarded her for the first time, I was watching Tim kind of like inspect everything, and just kind of watching like his brain check through the boxes, and kind of like, well, that's pretty good to go. Like, she's pretty good to go.
For the most part.
For the most part.
This particular boat has not been, like, prepped for ocean sailing or anything like that, you know. But it has been taken care of to where the hardware has been rebedded. You can see where the cockpit rails, where they're bolted to the cabin top, like, it's been taken out, resealed, bolts moved, new holes drilled, the balsa core deck injected and resealed with epoxy, and like, there you can see a lot of the work that's been done, probably by more than one person.
Mm-hmm. Definitely appears that way. And you can also feel...
We also do know that there was a long-term owner on this boat. Like, we know that there was one owner of this boat for multiple decades, which is cool. And we know that this boat has been on the water for a very long time. This boat hasn't sat on the hard and gotten crusty and been majorly refit. It's been slowly but surely maintained over the course of 50 years. And I think that's really cool. It was up in the Delta for a while. It was up near Oakley and Antioch, and spent some time up there for, I think, like 10 years. Mm-hmm. And then it's been down here in Berkeley since like 2017 or something like that. You know, we'll probably have her hauled out here at the end of the summer. I'm gonna go up to Mass tomorrow and see what's up there. I ran the halyards through everything, and it's squeaky up there a little bit. I'm probably just like lubricate everything and kind of hit it with a Brillo pad and WD-40 like on the way up and down, and knock some surface corrosion off, and then spray it all with fresh water.
Definitely got our hands on like a lot of the over the waterline stuff on deck so far.
Yeah, we're trying to just touch everything. That's kind of the first step in the process, right? Is just touch everything. Mm-hmm. And then anything that's discolored, like, touch it harder.
Exactly. So the interior has gotten like a pretty good like touchdown.
Oh yeah, it's great. It smells great in here. Mm-hmm. Feels great in here.
The bilge just like dries a bone.
That's awesome. Yeah, somebody these boats came with like a 20-gallon water tank in the bow, and so somebody took that out. And there's also like a recommended fix where the sink drain and the cockpit drains share a through hull, and if that through hull, there was like a brittle piece of flexible pipe, or a piece of flexible pipe that would become brittle and potentially break below the water line, siphoning water into the boat. This boat that's been replaced with a hard section of ABS pipe, and this cockpit drains are separated to a different through hull. They recommend you do some more cockpit drains if you're going to go offshore. And they also recommend waterproofing the cockpit locker between the cockpit and the cabin, mm-hmm. which is, what people have done that have raced in Mora. This one's not like that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's been maintained. It hasn't been like
pimped out.
Yeah,
styled.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. But that's cool. There's some things, like there's some nice batteries here, and what I want to do is actually rebuild the electrical system.
There's definitely it's pretty nicely equipped for just being here at the marina.
Oh, it's great.
Plugged to shore power, and it came with a West Marine heater
and dehumidifier
and dehu. The essentials
and a
are
nice
all
battery
here.
charger. Mm-hmm. It's a really nice battery charger. It has 2 nice batteries separated into 2 banks, and one bank is set up to run a trolling motor. The inboard atomic 4 has been removed, so the through holes related to the inboard motor have been removed. The exhaust through hole is closed, which is above the waterline. The raw water intake through hole has been closed. I'm not exactly sure how many through holes this boat has. Down in the bilge, I think there's like 4 and then 2 on the stern. Like, they're all sealed up. You know what I mean? The bilge pump has one on the stern still, and there's no instruments, so there's no transducers. Everything pretty much has been sealed up to where, I mean, this boat has just really been simplified. But yeah, so I want to move the batteries because that water tank has been taken out, right? Weight in the bow, and there's no chain in the anchor locker. It's all rode. So batteries are in the cockpit lockers, and the engine has been taken out. So basically the heaviest thing left in the boat is like far to the stern, and like all the weight has been taken out. Like a lot of weight was taken out forward of the mast, you know. 20 gallons of water is 170 pounds, 150 pounds, I don't know. It's like 7.5, 8 pounds a gallon times 20.
So some of the things that you want to do to the boat, like,
I want to try and make a battery compartment where the engine was, which is, you know, forward of the rudder, or kind of above the back of the keel. I would like to redo the electrical panel and the fuses, change them to just blade style fuses, and just labeled rocker switches that are more modern with the little LED light versus our little we have some stainless toggle switches.
Vintage.
They're nice, you know.
Yeah.
It has riveted like embossed labels. It's not the cleanest like wiring job. I'd like to
Clean that up.
I'm a little OCD. I like to clean things up.
Roller frilling.
That one I'm up in the air about. We're gonna
do some more research.
We're gonna play it by ear. We're getting quotes on that kind of stuff. We are gonna clean up our cockpit. I don't know what you call that wall right next to the companionway. There was like some cup holders there and like some pieces of teak like kind of sandwiched on both sides.
Went ahead and
of the deck.
got rid of those.
We're gonna pull everything off. We're gonna kind of bore those holes out and seal them up with epoxy, and then just kind of start over. You know, so we're gonna create a blank slate there, and then we're gonna put in some instruments. I think like the first $1,000 we're gonna spend is like some multifunction displays. We probably won't get like the new stuff.
So yes, we are gonna put some more money into this boat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love pouring money into shit.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I love spending money that I'll never get back.
So we're gonna start a running ledger on the computer and just start keeping that ledger and see how much we can spend on this thing. For real though. That's what we're gonna do.
Not really. We're gonna try and keep it cheap, but we're also gonna try and do the same thing that the previous owners have obviously done, and just keep her up to shape.
Yeah.
You know?
And definitely
keep plugging away at it.
some elbow grease.
Elbow grease.
Which we've already put a little in, and we're gonna keep that shit up. Yeah. Our plan for learning how to sail.
Well, we're gonna update. We're gonna fix up our main, which is gonna be very serviceable for several more years after we get it back. And the other sails, I mean, he basically said there's no reason not to fly them, but you should very much be thinking about what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I knew to be true. So we're going to do that. We're going to, he's getting the measurements. We've asked him to quote us like some options of like, what if we got 2 sails made with Hank on? What if we got, 1 sail made with a roller furling and switched our number 4 jib to a roller furling?
Yep.
So that we could change sails on a roller furler if we had to.
Yeah, I think taking it slow with the sail consultation is definitely to our benefit.
We don't need a full suit of sails because we are probably not going to be sailing if it's over like 16 knots.
Exactly,
18
we're beginners.
Knots. We are going to make good decisions, but we don't want to just quit sailing in the summer. So we're going to try and like know that we need to up our skills quickly. And we're going to try and get out there as much as we can, as soon as we can.
That's been established that we're going to have to up our skills quickly already.
Well, I'm a charger, full throttle fucking charger, Lauren, if you didn't know that. So if you didn't know you're going to be a full throttle charger, this is me telling you. Get ready for that shit.
So for our plan for learning how to sail is to sail the fucking boat.
Yeah, get on and off the dock, and I mean, we've been doing that.
Yep, just like be here and get out there. That's basically it.
Yeah.
And meet other people, get on their boats, network, learn, practice, communicate, talk about it, be about it.
That's
do
the
that
most
shit.
important part right there. So, well, thanks for hanging out with us. If you really want to hang out with us, we're here in Berkeley. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yep, Fridays and Saturdays.
Yep, we're here in Berkeley. We're going to start, we're going to maybe do some trips over to the Aquatic Center. And anchor over there on Friday nights.
Angel Island. Presidio.
We could go over to Horseshoe Bay, Richardson Bay.
So
we'll be out here. We're on the bay.
We'll be out here.
And we're in Berkeley.
Hit us up.
And we're that sailing couple.
When we thought of the idea for that sailing couple, we definitely had the idea of interviewing other sailing couples on the podcast and talking about other sailing couples that are experiencing things that like people that are sailing couples only exclusively can experience. And that's a big part of like what we're going for with the podcast, the exploration of that particular topic, which is being a couple and sailing together, whether it's live aboard or weekend warrior or day sailor or whatever it is. If you're a couple and you sail together, it's a thing.
Yeah, no, totally. That's like, that was kind of the idea behind the whole brand, is like,
talk to the people
who are doing what we want to do.
Exactly.
If you don't know, now you know.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're stoked. And this is...
# I'm on a boat.
We definitely do need to go ahead and like revisit that whole like top 10 YouTube couples.
What's your top 5 sailing couples on YouTube? Go.
Me?
Yeah.
Top 5. GVU, Ryan and Sophie, Delos, Bums.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Who's your 5th?
My 5th.
Salt and Tar.
Peace out, y'all.
All right.